Now, it is without further ado, and it is my great joy and privilege to welcome the CEO and founder of the Inclusion Initiative and the person who brought us all here, Grace Young Foster, to the stage.
Ooh, golden. I love that. My Korean Americans. Minneapolis, we're here. Welcome. You know, I spent a lot of time in Minneapolis. I lived here for over 10 years. I got engaged here, went to school here, had a lot of failures here and successes here. But I didn't know that there were over 200,000 adoptees and fosters here. That's pretty amazing. And so, you know, when you look at this photo, this is what you see when we think about adoption, when we think about foster care, but especially international adoptees. This is the image that we see. I look pretty sad, don't I? This is little 3-year-old me, approximately. A lot of us don't know our ages, but this is the image that really is conjured in our minds when we think about adoptees and fosters. When you Google adult adoptees or foster alums, these are the stats that come up. You're going to see things like only 3% of fosters graduate with a college degree. Adoptees have a higher rate of mental health issues. And when you're looking, when you're looking at these statistics, it's not super inspiring. What does it make you feel when you see something like that? Imagine how it makes us adoptees and fosters feel when we see ourselves portrayed like that. We think, really, this is how the world sees us? This is the image that they have of us in their communities? There are over 15 million of us in the United States. So 15 million adoptees and fosters, and that's estimated. We're not exactly sure, but that's a lot of people to think about when we think about adoptees and fosters and seeing them in that light. And so when I was doing research about who our community was, where we were showing up, I was not seeing a positive representation of us, except, right, if you're celebrity level, and come on, there's like 15 million of us, like who all are going to be celebrities? Not all of us, only a lucky handful. And so I decided to explore that question. Where is this other representation that I'm looking for? Where's the representation that reflects who I am, who a lot of other adoptees and fosters are? And so in 2023, we launched a study. We launched a workplace study for adoptees and fosters, just asking them questions about how they experienced the workplace and how they felt they were represented in society and professionally. And this is what we found. So 46% of the respondents said that they felt invisible in the workplace. 24%, only 24, felt like they had belonging at work as an adoptee or foster. 10% agreed that they were any kind of professional resources for them. And 92% were looking for this connection, looking for this representation. They wanted a platform that was for us, that addressed our needs and our values in the workplace. And so, because of all of this, asking the questions, learning the community responses, understanding the landscape, the Inclusion Initiative was born. And it's not something I ever thought I would build, but I'm so glad that we have it today. And when you look at these two pictures, on the left, sad, orphan, alone. On the right, founder and CEO. Who would you rather be? And so I ask you that, to think about that today as we hear from our amazing panelists, our amazing speakers. thinking about this shift in narrative, this shift in perception of who we are as community members, but also as your colleagues and your leaders. So today, I would love for you to just walk away with this, to be open, to listen, to learn, but also be in community with us, be in allyship, and think about, right, how are you perceiving the adoptees and fosters in your life? And think about how you can be an ally to us to help shift this narrative and help support us in our workplaces, in our communities. You know, that we are tech founders, we are Fortune 500 executives, we are community leaders, we're building incredible nonprofit organizations. Like, these are the images of who we are. We're whole, complex people, just like you. And so think about, right, how when you leave here today, like, how are you supporting that narrative versus the narrative of the adoptee or foster who's just stuck as a kid and who has challenges that they can't overcome? With that, I really want to thank you all for being here. And I also want to thank our incredible sponsors who believe in this work, who support our community, and believe in equity and inclusion in their companies as well. And so thank you to our key sponsors. We have the University of Minnesota, the Center for Advanced Studies in Child Welfare. Thank you. We have Daniel and Tanya O'Donnell. Thank you so much. We have our career sponsor, Cone Resnick. That's amazing. Thank you. And our 501c3 fiscal sponsor, the Very Asian Foundation. Thank you. Thank you to our leadership sponsors. Thank you to Christine Sachs Coaching. Thank you to Janet and Dr. James Foster. My partner and I were very pleased to also invest in as a sponsor in this event. And Galen Elmore, thank you for being one of our leadership sponsors. Thank you to our incredible scholarship sponsors. Thank you to our in-kind sponsors. Thank you to our media sponsors. And finally, a special thank you to our community partners who do this work every single day on the ground, both locally and nationally. Thank you so much.